So what is ROEI, Return on Employee Investment? Basically, we're saying investing in employees affects the bottom line in two main ways. First of all, it's going to reduce employee turnover, sick leave, healthcare costs. You've heard those things before, that paying attention to your employees and investing them will pay dividends in that way. But studies have also found that investments in employee engagement programs, training, talent management, information and decision support, communication, wellness, and technology, they all have a positive effect on workforce performance and productivity.
Having an overall plan for your evaluation is critical to ensure that it proceeds in a timely and logical order and that there is transparency in the process. There are lots of choices on who should conduct the evaluation. Different management tasks will arise depending on who will be conducting the evaluation.
Simplest form, basically we ask questions, gather data, and then answer questions. Representing a project, the project's activities, outputs, short-term outcomes, mid-term outcomes, and long-term outcomes. Then we have our evaluation questions, which should be closely aligned with the project's purposes and activities. And even if the purpose isn't articulated as questions, there is an explicit or at least an implicit purpose for the evaluation. And we should figure out what that is. Then we need to know what the indicators are that we're going to use as data for the evaluation to help us answer those questions. And these might come from a variety of data sources as I've depicted here. Then we analyze, interpret, and synthesize the results to answer those evaluation questions.
Conducting the pre and post tests alone is not sufficient. What is also important is to ask the right questions about the learning of your training and then analyze the data and present the results to answer those questions. Since the post-test scores are always greater than the pre-test scores, in some of our cases those were more than 100%. The analysis painted a rosy picture of the trainings and everything looked fine. 1. What was the pre-existing learning level of the participants? 2. What is the net learning attributable to the training? And 3. What is the learning gap we need to bridge in future trainings? The results were surprisingly interesting. The model gave a clear picture of the pre-existing learning, net learning, and the learning lag. Thus, we were able not only to appreciate the IPs for the net learning attributable to them, but also hold them accountable for the learning gap and plan for the future training.